absolutely one of the best days I could have asked for. I look at my retirement from teaching and I know I made the right decision. I'm branching into other things. I'm doing things I wanted to do and gaining a little bit more control of my time as far as scheduling and things like that. However, there are still moments that I notice I just miss that interaction that I had, and seeing that epiphany moment or that light bulb moment or just that piqued interest and further question moment that would always come in the classroom. You share time with these young adults, and so many of them are really thirsty for knowledge and have questions. And the exchange is twofold because in many ways their energy helps to keep me energetic and keep me young. So long story short, yesterday was absolutely a perfect day. I worked with about 20 young adults who were looking to go into education. They were curious, they were passionate, they were driven, they were excited, they were nervous, which I think is a very good quality. I looked at it the morning I got up in the hotel room and I was ready to go on to TCNJ, and I had a 2-hour plus workshop put together and I still had the jitters. And as I reflected back on teaching, there wasn't a first day of school that I didn't have the jitters, that I was nervous in how things were going to go with this new class I was meeting, and were we going to connect, and was my message going to come across, and all those kinds of questions. So seeing that was just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I got to do a lesson on social and emotional learning. So really what that entails is the first half of the lesson explored the trauma and the emotions that these students can bring to the classroom. And you pick up very quickly that as much as I may think that I have this subject matter that I'm going to teach, if the students around me are completely unregulated, well, they're never, ever going to be able to tune into the subject matter because they have to come to terms with first themselves. And to come to terms with themselves, I go to a quote that Brene Brown had brought up that I like it. I think that it resonates in the classroom, that we wear armor. We wear this protective armor over us through most of our day. And students do. These young adults, really, some of them have been through so many things that they're reluctant to allow anybody to come in. So as an effective teacher, when we can encourage them to, when they put their book bag in their locker or in their cubbyhole, depending on what age they are, when we can encourage them to also take off their armor and be willing to feel vulnerable because they feel safe, they trust you. When that happens, we have a better chance of succeeding and teaching students. So the first half of the workshop, we look at how the brain functions and we look at what trauma does to the brain. We discussed ACEs, which is adverse childhood experiences, how those elements come into a classroom. And then the second half, that second hour, we explored strategies, things that you can encourage your students to do to help to self-regulate, to help to feel more comfortable and feel more safe in the room. So it truly was an absolute joyous occasion. I loved the young people that I got to work with. Their energy was incredible. So it was something that brought me a great deal of joy. So I just thought I would share that. It's nice when what we do isn't just a job, but it gives back to us as well. One of the other things that I did was throughout these workshops, and I'm looking around to see if I have one lying around on my desk, and I do. Throughout these workshops, I always bring these small rocks, which is probably showing up backwards, but it says gratitude. I put them upside down on the table in the front, and every student can take a rock. Hopefully the message resonates with them. If it doesn't, they can trade with somebody, but I always try to provide that. This year, I also took the lead, and it's something that I just ordered more. I don't have any on my desk right now because I gave them all away up at TCNJ. Wallace J. Nichols, who wrote the book Blue Mind. I cannot recommend it highly enough. If you haven't found it, look up Wallace J. Nichols' Blue Mind, Why People Are Happier Who Live Around, In, On the Water, or why we're happier when we are around, in, on, or under the water. And it's just how the idea of water around us really plays a part in making us feel better. And I know that from being blessed enough to live and to be able to get into the ocean frequently. So while he was alive, unfortunately, he passed away on June 16th of this year. But while he was alive, he had a mission. He would give out a small blue marble. So I found a 1-inch marble made from recycled glass. I brought up about 25 of them. I think that's what came in the pack. And the idea is he wanted blue marbles to pass through every single hand on the planet. That everybody gets a marble and in turn gives a marble. So when it was over, I made sure to walk up and look every student in the eye, thank them for attending, thank them for being a part of the Future Educators Workshop, thank them for all of their input and sharing during the lesson and being such a wonderful group of students. And then I placed the blue marble into each one of their hands. I told them they can keep the marble if they'd like to keep the marble. Otherwise, they can pass the marble off to somebody to whom they're grateful, to somebody who has shared something amazing with them. But the idea is these marbles travel, and we see if we can get them everywhere. So I just ordered another 20 marbles. So throughout my days, throughout my life, I am going to carry on Dr. Nichols' tradition and give marbles to people to whom I'm grateful, at the same time providing a little bit of the story on the significance of why they're getting the marble and where that marble comes from. So that's a little about my yesterday. Today, I want to reflect on something I posted, if not yesterday, the day before. And I'll be honest, it definitely came out of frustration, but I tried to put it in a positive light. I saw two posts that struck me. The first post was a simple picture of Kamala Harris, and it said, "I'm not with her." And the second post was a derogatory rant about Trump's physical appearance. And what bothered me was we are so fast to say what we oppose, to say what we're against, to say what we dislike, and to point out and thus live in the negative. And I just asked, wouldn't it be a wonderful world if everybody could reflect on policies and why we support people, not oppose them, but why we support them based on their policies, their beliefs, and their stances. And that brought me around to a story of the Buddha that I really like, and I'm going to share it with you right now. It comes from a book, Kindness, a Treasury of Buddhist Wisdom for Children and Parents. It was published in 2005. So let me share a story. One day the Buddha and a large following of monks and nuns were passing through a village. The Buddha chose a large shade tree to sit beneath so the group could rest a while out of the heat. He often chose times like this to teach, and so he began to speak. Soon villagers heard about the visiting teacher, and many gathered around to hear him. One surly young man stood to the side watching as the crowd grew larger and larger. To him it seemed that there were too many people traveling from the city to his village, and each had something to sell or teach. Impatient with the bulging crowd of monks and villagers, he shouted at the Buddha, "Go away! You just want to take advantage of us. You teachers come here to say a few pretty words, and then you ask for food or money." But the Buddha was unruffled by these insults. He remained calm, exuding a feeling of loving kindness. He politely requested that the man come forward so he could speak with him. And then he asked, "Young sir, if you had purchased a lovely gift for someone, but that person does not accept your gift. To whom does the gift belong? The odd question took the young man by surprise. He thought for a while, and then he said, I guess the gift would still be mine because I was the one who bought it. Exactly so, replied the Buddha. And now you have just cursed me and been angry with me. But if I do not accept your curses, if I do not get insulted and angry in return, these curses will fall back upon you, the same as the gift returning to its owner. The young man clasped his hands together and slowly bowed to the Buddha. It was an acknowledgement that a valuable lesson had been learned. And so the Buddha concluded for all to hear. As a mirror reflects an object, as a still lake reflects the sky, take care that what you speak or act is for good. For goodness will always cast back goodness, and harm will always cast back harm. That story struck me because we get online and think about yourself, because I'll think about myself, because I've fallen prey to this, and I'm not going to say that I'm above this. I'm just trying to be conscious of this. I typed out an angry message, and in typing out the angry message, I myself have felt angry. I could feel my pulse quicken. I could feel my muscles tighten as I'm typing, because as I'm thinking about it, as I'm thinking about what I'm putting down, I'm getting angrier and angrier. And the funny thing is, if we're cursing people who don't even know us, then they're not accepting our gift. So in fact, that mirrors reflecting back on us an angry attitude. Now, if we turn that around and we offer positives on why we support somebody, why we believe in somebody, even though they may never hear our words, if we're left with the gift, we're left with a gift of belief, and support, and integrity and positivity. I know it's a long shot, and I know unfortunately we have moved into a world of criticism and negativity and fear and disgust. But I do know enough people, and it really makes me happy and it brightens me up, that are spreading positivity, that are trying to keep a positive message. There's a young man I know, and if by chance he ever hears this, he'll know who he is. And I love a quote that he has, because his counter to everybody saying, oh, we're falling apart, the world's falling apart, the end is near, is to just quickly say, no, the beginning is near. It's time for a change. It's time for a regrowth. It's time for a rebirth. And in all that, I love that idea, and to repeat that idea in my head, the beginning is near, because it's quite a beautiful thing. So I can't control what anybody does, but just keep in mind, as you present your gift, whether that gift is anger and fear and divisiveness and resentment, or whether that gift is positivity and support and celebration and endorsement. If that person out there isn't receiving it, you're the one that's internalizing it. So let's keep that in mind. I really wanted to time this one, and I think I got it, that the second half of this would be a meditation. And I thought, since we're giving out gifts, what better meditation to do than a Metta meditation or a LovingKindness meditation. So I will put the words definitely in the show notes, but you don't have to use the words I use. I'll give you a little explanation and I'll start into it. A Metta meditation is an old Pali meditation. It translates to loving kindness. And The idea is that you go through a few different stages. So the first stage, which is a very easy thing to do, is you think about somebody you love. It can be a person, it can be a pet, it can be a true lover, it can be a parent, sibling, whoever it is, dear friend, someone you love. Then the next phase is we're going to think about somebody who is more of an acquaintance, somebody who we see from time to time, but maybe we don't know them so well. Maybe it's the person who makes our coffee when we go out to the coffee shop. Maybe it is somebody who works with you, but you really don't talk to them too much. You say hi when you pass them by, but you don't know much about them. And then finally, you think about yourself and you offer this to yourself. And then the last thing we can do is we will offer it to all beings in the world. Now, you also can take it one step further, but it's a lot tougher, and it's something that maybe a little practice leads you to doing it. You pick up somebody that you're angry with, or somebody in the world that frustrates you, and you offer that loving kindness to them. So as we walk through this and I take you through this, we'll do this for about 10 to 15 minutes. The phrases are very simple. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. I'll type these up and I'll put them down. I don't know if my tech savvy would be enough. If when I'm saying them, I can superimpose a picture of them on here, I'll do that same thing. But I'm not promising that my video editing skills are at that level yet. So I'm going to set a timer. And if everybody gets into a comfortable position, so if you're watching this, you can put headphones on and put it on a phone. If you're listening to this, you might want to hit pause and wait till you're, somewhere you can sit down so you're not driving or something along those lines. But this will allow us to begin. Find that place that's a comfortable place. Get my timer started. Set a timer for 13 minutes. Seems like a good amount of time. And let's see. No bells. So if you get yourself comfortable, we will begin. Just get yourself into a seated position. You can close your eyes if you're comfortable with your eyes closed. If you don't like your eyes closed, just soften your gaze to a point in front of you, maybe about 2 feet. And first, we're going to take 3 deep breaths into our stomach. So breathing in. As you do, imagine a string coming up your back to the top of your head, pulling your spine straight. Notice the pause at the top of the breath, and as you let the breath out, let your body sink into the chair. Your shoulders relax, your face relax. Second deep breath in. Once again, as you breathe out, feel your muscles relax. Maybe shake out your hands a little bit, move your head. And then one final deep breath in. This time, as you breathe out, just try to visualize any stress or frustrations or things that you've been worrying about through the day, just breathing out with you, moving away from your body. Now, in your head, get a picture of somebody you love. Imagine them sitting right across from you, right across from where you're sitting. And you can see them, you can look in their eyes, you can see their hair. Give them a soft smile. And then on each in-breath, we'll repeat one of the phrases. So picturing them and looking at them, may you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. And say it one more time out loud. You can say these phrases or any positive phrases you like. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Now we're going to spend about 1 minute just saying these phrases quietly to ourselves. As you finish up, switch your focus to somebody that you see fairly regularly, but they're not a close friend. They're an acquaintance you have. You smile, you say hello, but they're not a super close friend. They're just somebody that you see in passing. And get their image in your head, picturing them. And we're going to do the same thing. Seeing them across the table from you, really picturing this person. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Once again, may you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Now, like before, we're just going to continue this process quietly for about the next minute, repeating those phrases or phrases that you like, but sending positive messages and energy to this person. And now, as you finish this up, we're going to come to ourselves. Imagine looking in a mirror and seeing yourself for all the good you do, the caring, the compassion, the kindness. and looking deeply at yourself as if you're looking in a mirror. You repeat the same phrases. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Once again, may I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I live with ease. We're going to spend about a minute, again, repeating these phrases quietly to ourselves. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. And may I live with ease. Just keep going for about a minute. And now as you finish that one up, for our last time, we're going to send this out to all living people in this world. Just picture an energy coming out from you going to everybody in this world. May all people be safe. May all people be happy. May all people be healthy. May all people live with ease. Again, may all people be safe. May all people be happy. May all people be healthy. May all people live with ease. And once again, we're going to quietly just keep repeating this for about a minute silently. And now as you finish up that last one, we're going to come back for a moment to our breath. And just try to pay attention to your in-breath and to your out-breath. You may either notice that in your stomach as your lungs fill up, or maybe you notice that as the air passes over your upper lip in and out of your nostrils. If while you're doing this, you find yourself coming into a thought, just acknowledge that thought, see that thought, and let that thought slowly drift away and come back to your breath. It's an idea of being in the present moment. We're going to sit with our breath for about the next 30 seconds. In the end, you'll hear a bell ring, and when you do, you can open your eyes and you can return back to the present, back to the room you're in, as you're ready. And as was mentioned in the story, that Metta was your gift. If nobody's out there to receive it, it's yours. And cultivating that positive energy and that positive message helps that positive energy and that positive message resonate with you. So I thank you for joining us, me, and I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care, friends.